Hey, I'm Copy, as in copyright. Wow, what a hangover. I will never touch booze again, I swear. But let me just explain the amazing evening that I had last night. To help you understand the copyright review, I was invited to a really fancy party by some guy that made his fortune in the 18th century. It's my old friend Industry, but he prefers to be called Culture Industry, or Culture in short. He says it sounds classier. All the brass was invited. It was a hell of a party. First, there was this young teen called Webb. You know him. He's loaded with money. Me, Copyright, the golden child, they put me in between good old Culture and the young Master Webb. Then there was the artists, representing the interests of the profitable artists gang, and of course the politician, always ready to show his support for art. The reason for this party? The release of the legislation that reviews copyright in the EU. And what was the theme chosen by my mate, Industry? It was champagne! More champagne! Frankly, it's been the same theme for the past 300 years with these guys. So much champagne. And with all this champagne, you'd assume it would be bubbles for everyone. No champagne for the kids' table in the corner of the room. That's where those we call the public and the less known creators sit. And discussing the review, well, that's for the adults at the main table with all the champagne. But I asked my guest, though, why weren't, the associations and startups, why weren't they present? And he grinned and responded that they had all been very democratically consulted. And because they'd been consulted, there was no reason to invite them. Then, at midnight, our special guest made their appearance. The EU! He lost a family member quite recently, We don't want to talk about it. Very sad. But the EU was here holding the review in his leaky briefcase, with my awful cousin Ansi standing beside him, looking beefed up on steroids. And a huge box! Yay! I love surprises! What's it gonna be? The EU presents robotcopy. This seems bad. To put an end to copyright issues, online platforms must stop being neutral and get controlling algorithms, aka robocopyrights. Champagne! Industry was ecstatic. Honestly, this was exactly what they'd wanted. Then the robot sat next to me. And God, what an awful thing. It sees all, it hears all, it doesn't understand anything. And it shoots in full automatic mode. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You're gone, you're gone, you're gone. Private police and militia were kind of illegal in the past, but now they will be mandatory as online services become responsible to police the web on behalf of industry. We can expect rules that will be sold to us as being efficient here. Fixing copyright suddenly is about websites enforcing copyright blindly to get more profits for the old industry, regardless of the freedoms of users and the rights of creators. So now you know why I'm a bit under the weather and why all of the internet has a hangover today. That's Rough Times from Brussels, and next time we'll be looking at the value gap, the real one. So don't forget to subscribe. Bye!